Whether it's a monopod, tripod, Steadicam, shoulder rig, easy rig, or a gimbal, a filmmaker needs to have some kind of stabilization. There's no doubting that 3-axis gimbals are all the rage nowadays, and they're selling like hotcakes. It's easy to see why. The creativity of vloggers, amateur filmmakers, and videography hobbyists was always limited by their gear. Steadicams or easy rigs were simply out of the question.
Here at Review Press, we are a bunch of product researchers and testers where our aim to bring you up to date on the latest and best products from tech essentials like laptops, TVs, cameras, and all kinds of gadgets and gear. We test, analyze, and research new products and create a list of top 7 best products based on quality, price, features, and user feedback so that our viewers can make the right buying decision.
In this video, we will discuss the top 7 best gimbals for DSLR. So let's get started. Number 7. DJI Ronin-S. Despite starting out as a drone manufacturer, there is no doubting that DJI are the most prolific gimbal manufacturer of today. While they dominated the mobile and professional gimbal market, they didn't have an under $1,000 handheld gimbal for DSLR and mirrorless camera owners. That was until the release of the Ronin-S in 2018, which was so highly anticipated it sold out during pre-orders. It didn't disappoint. The DJI Ronin-S is probably the closest thing to a perfect DSLR gimbal you can get right now. Granted, it has a few small issues and is a bit heavy, but it just does so many things better than its competition. The build quality is a cut above the rest. It feels more robust than the plasticky gimbals produced by Zhiyun, MOZA, and other brands. The software and companion app are more polished. The stabilization quality is top-notch. Number 6. MOZA Air 2. Before the MOZA Air 2 came out, the DJI Ronin-S was the best DSLR gimbal around. Period. However, following the release of Gudson's MOZA Air 2, we have a solid, cheaper alternative. Costing $599 at release, the MOZA Air 2 is $150 cheaper than the DJI Ronin-S. What you might not expect from a gimbal of its price is the sheer number of features it boasts. The MOZA Air 2 features some of the best controls I've seen from any gimbal. You can adjust focus, roll, and make changes to the settings just by using the controls on the gimbal itself along with the OLED to navigate menus. The DJI Ronin-S doesn't have as many direct controls, and you'll often find yourself needing to make adjustments from the smartphone companion app. Number 5. Zhiyun Crane 3 Lab. Before the DJI Ronin-S was around, Zhiyun dominated the under $1,000 DSLR/mirrorless camera gimbal market with the Crane 2. It's no wonder that people were incredibly excited for the Crane 3's release. Zhiyun ended up releasing 2 gimbals to succeed the Crane 2, the Crane 3 Lab and the Weebill Lab. The Weebill Lab was designed with mirrorless cameras in mind, while the Crane 3 Lab was aimed towards those with bigger setups. With a base price of $899, the Crane 3 is one of the more expensive DSLR gimbals around. However, it does have a few big advantages up its sleeve. First of all, it has 2 independent grips, which means there are a variety of ways in which the gimbal can be held. It also makes it the easiest gimbal to put into underslung or briefcase mode. Overall, the Crane 3 Lab is a great gimbal for DSLR owners. Number 4. Zhiyun Crane 2. The Crane 2 might not be the newest gimbal in town, but it is still an incredibly capable one. Now being sold at a discounted price, and also commonly available secondhand, this is a great budget option. It has a maximum payload of 7 lbs, 3200 G, meaning it can support a good range of camera setups. The 18-hour battery life is also quite impressive, and being removable batteries, there's always the option for purchasing spares. Unfortunately, there are a few drawbacks to it which you don't see in the latest generation of DSLR and mirrorless camera gimbal stabilizers. The rear motor is not offset, meaning it obscures the view of your camera's LCD display. Secondly, the hand grip is basically just a metal cylinder which isn't ergonomic at all. Number 3. Tilta Gravity G2X. Tilta are better known for their expensive camera cages than their 3-axis handheld gimbals, but their Gravity G2X impressed many with its superb build quality. Even compared to the Ronin-S, the G2X feels more robust. And who doesn't like the aesthetically pleasing pistol grip with Brazilian rosewood covering either side? With a maximum payload of 8 pounds and weighing over 4 pounds with batteries in place, the G2X is very comparable to the Ronin-S in terms of size and payload capacity. It also costs $790, placing it just above the DJI in terms of price. So why don't I consider it to be as good, or at least as good as the Ronin-S? Number 2. DJI Ronin-M. The Ronin-M has been around since 2015, and for a long time it was DJI's flagship consumer gimbal stabilizer. Costing $1,199 at release, the Ronin-M was not cheap. Unlike all the popular single-handed DSLR gimbals you see these days, the Ronin-M is a two-handed gimbal. The camera sits in the middle while you grip the gimbal by the handles on either side. This design makes it easier to keep your gimbal as stable as possible. However, the Ronin-M's biggest problem is its size. It's heavy, you can't easily throw it in your backpack, and you'll attract a lot of attention as you walk around filming. It's also fairly old tech, meaning calibration is slow, and it doesn't offer newer in-app tools like keyframing which comes with the newer Ronin-S. Number 1. Beholder DS1. If you hate technology, but want to reap the stabilization benefits of a 3-axis brushless gimbal stabilizer, the Beholder DS1 might be for you. It's a first-generation DSLR gimbal, meaning it's pretty old and doesn't have the advanced feature set we've begun to expect from gimbals nowadays. The stabilization performance is decent, although it has noticeable micro jitter compared to the likes of the Crane 2. That's quite important because the DS1 doesn't do much else. Simply mount your camera on it, calibrate and start filming. That was our list of the top 7 best gimbal for DSLR just for you. Thanks for watching our video. Like, comment, and share with your friend if you find it video helpful. Subscribe to our channel if you want more videos like this on your CE.